Do. Happy
Good
Monday,
stuff.
everybody. It's Boxing Talk with Emperor Michael. Weekend's been interesting. First of all, where should we start? Eubank versus Williams. What do you think, Michael? What did you think?
Yeah, I watched it. It was a really good fight. You know, I was there for media week. I spent one night sleeping on the streets of Cardiff because I had money, but I just thought I'd rather keep the money. I'm not going to pay £80 for a hotel. So it was a very interesting media week. I met Eubank, Williams, Roy Jones. I didn't get to interview those guys. But with Eubank, he seemed to glow at energy about him, but he seemed in great physical condition. But yeah, look, I thought he was going to win. I was very confident he would win the fight. I said it before the fight.
Okay.
I was quite sure I was going for a stoppage by Eubank. In my defense, I don't think he tried to get the stoppage. But no, I don't know what happened to Williams. Like something's up with the punch resistance. I mean, how can you take the right hand, but you can't take the left jabs? I don't get that. So he'll be back. You know, he battled on, and I can't believe he survived the distance. You know, he did very well.
Yes. Do you think Eubank could have stopped him if he applied more pressure?
Of course he could have.
Because some people think that Eubank could have stopped Williams. I think he could have stopped Williams if he applied more pressure. Definitely, old Eubank of old, the more aggressive one, definitely could stop, Williams.
I mean, all I can say, you don't have to be a boxer. Everyone's entitled to have an opinion about what I'm about to say. Sometimes boxers just don't go all out. Because if you want to stop someone, it's going to take effort. You're going to have to put yourself at risk. So obviously a lot of people, you don't live your life to the maximum. You don't eat the things you should. You don't wake up and run like you should. So it's just the same with boxers. Sometimes, say Mayweather, I think Mayweather could have stopped plenty of guys. I think he could have knocked out Pacquiao, but he didn't really, he wanted to play it safe. And for me, I'll give you a quick example. With the guys that I spar, I'm trying to think of someone I've sparred recently. But, there's been times I've sparred people. I could have gone harder. I could have tried to knock them out in sparring, which happens. But if I do that, I'm going to open myself up to getting caught. So, with me, I'm very cautious. I'm like Hopkins. That's what I probably compare myself to. So Eubank just didn't really want to do it. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But do you agree? What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I just think, Eubank is level 2 levels above Williams. And I just think Eubank, either you're trying to prove people who can box, or you might have the stamina to stop Williams. But I definitely think if the old Eubank of old, the more aggressive Eubank of old, they would have to stop Williams within a distance, 100%.
But what do you think of the point I'm making? But sometimes boxers just might not, to put it blunt, sometimes it just can't be bothered to stop their opponent. But just like you, look, you're a man, just like Eubank's a man. Sometimes you might not be bothered, you could get up and run, but you just don't want to. I just think he played it safe. He could have knocked him out, but he didn't want to.
Yeah, I agree, 100% agree. I think he wanted to preserve his style. Look, definitely Eubank was getting tired in later half. He was definitely getting tired. He was running out of steam, Eubank. He let William come back in the fight because William definitely was strong in the latter part of the fight, and Eubank was running out of stamina. So I 100% agree with you. He was playing it safe, trying to preserve his energy.
The last thing I'll say, I mean, if you try to knock someone out, you're putting yourself at a lot more risk. I mean, what's a good example? I don't know, maybe it sounds clever or maybe it sounds silly, but like when I sparred Kell Brook, I don't care what anyone says, it's a legitimate point. If you go back and watch it, I caught him when he was coming at me. Like when he just stood back and boxed, it was hard. I couldn't really hit him. But when he actually tried to come at me, I was able to time him. So I'm not. If anybody says anything, I'm not delusional. I know he's playing with me, but I'm just. If you're gonna come at someone, it's easier to get punched back yourself. So that's what I'm trying to say. Basically, that's why Eubank didn't want to do it. They want to get caught back.
Where does Eubank go from now? Does he go for rematch against Billy Joe? Does he go for the big Glockman fight? Can he be a world champion? Can he beat any of the reigning champions? Does he have a chance against Charlo or Murata or Andre even? What do you think Eubank goes from now? What's his path?
I'd say I think the best fight is the Billy Joe Saunders fight. Try and go for the rematch. I think he can beat Billy Joe. I mean, he's stronger than him. He's physically, he's more explosive. If you look at their first fight, he was coming on very strong, wasn't he, with the uppercuts? I think he can beat Billy, but the other names you mentioned, I mean, if I was him, just stay domestic for now. Some of these guys are going to be too much, like Murata, Golovkin, and they're too strong, and their style, they'll know what to do. They'll break him down.
You don't think Eubank could beat Mata? I think Mata may be the best shot of a championship because I think Mata is the weakest champion by a lot.
No, so I mean, Murata, he can beat him, but yes, I should explain it better. But then the problem is, if you're in that position, now you're gonna have to take on some hard competition. If I was him, I hope you can hear me. I'm at a train station. If I was Eubank, just build yourself domestically. Beat Billy Joe Saunders. And Billy Joe Saunders is a tough opponent, make no mistake. Beat Billy and just grudge. Like, if I was to interview Eubank, I'll put it on him. Like, you're messing around too much. Like, all that showboating, like, come on. What are you playing at? That's what it's supposed to be, a fight. I know you can say Roy Jones, but you're not as good as Roy Jones, and that's a fact. So I'm not saying you should showboat, but Roy Jones is pretty much in his prime. He was better than anyone I've ever seen, apart from obviously the Arlies and so on. But then if you want to say Roy Jones, but remember, how many times has Roy Jones been knocked out? So that stuff will catch up to you. Like showboating, like come on. So I'd say Bob's up on today.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the Sun is out there, because that's going to be a pay-per-view guarantee. That's probably on Sky Sports pay-per-view guarantee. So make a big payday, we get Saunders, then aim for World afterwards. That should be his route.
You think that's a pay-per-view?
Yeah, 100%. Saunders ain't fighting for cheap for chump change. It's got to be 5 million. What's his purse? That's his minimum. What's 5 million to fight rematch? He ain't fighting for less.
It's too much, man. I don't like that. That's too much.
It might be too much, but it's on. He's a rich man. So he made a lot of money off Canelo. He made 8 million plus off Canelo. So he ain't coming back for any chump change. So if he's not 5 million, he's gonna retire.
But that's just talk. I think the fight probably happens. Look, I've been around Billy Joe Saunders, so I don't think he's an intelligent person. So when people say these sort of things,
What if will come back for 3 million? Minimum 3 million. He ain't coming back for chump change. It's got if you want to go down, it'll be 3 million minimum plus pay-per-view shares.
But look, talk's talk. But the thing when boxers say this, and you just wait, because the thing is, I haven't had a lot of time to interview them. But once I get a chance to start grilling these people, I don't think they're serious when they say that. Because if the promoter just says, you know what, we're not paying you that much, what's the boxer going to do? Where else are you going to make that kind of money? So I think the promoter can hold out longer than you can.
The thing is, Billy Joe's very well off. If Billy Joe was broke or needing the money, then I would say, man, yeah, you're cheater. But Billy Joe's a rich man. He's made a lot of money if he created.
No. I don't know if he's a rich man. I can't say. I don't know him on a personal level. But money's just money. It comes and goes. So you've made all that money, 8 mil, you said. So, 8 mil. How much is he actually going to walk away with once everyone takes their cut?
I agree. But part of Billy Joe is very good with his money in terms of property. He's got a lot of property, hence why it's been basically you're not so keen on coming out of time unless it's for a big payday.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how good he is with property. Obviously, I can't make things up, so I don't know. I just don't believe when boxers say that, because let's just say they offer him 2 million. I could be wrong, I'm just guessing. But even if they offer him 2 million, I think at some point he'd have to just say, fine, I'll take it. Because 2 million is still 2 million. Where else are you going to get that kind of money from? Even if you've got properties and so on, it's still 2 million. But who knows? I believe he'll fight again. He'll fight at some point.
Yeah, we shall see. And on what's your thoughts on another thing? The crazy, call on Twitter, Conor Ben versus Eubank Jr. Conor, trying to, Eubank the fight him at catch weight. That's unexpected. You saw that coming. The Battle of the Sons.
I don't really take Conor Ben seriously. Like a lot of these boxers, I'll say it to their face, but talk's talk. Like go ahead and do it then. Like, I would say, in my opinion, right, obviously Conor Benn's a fighter. I'm a fighter, but I'm a low-level fighter. Obviously, Conor Benn will batter the daylights out of me. I'm not disputing that. But I'd say I'm more man than him, because if I say I'm going to get in with someone, I'll do it. You know, I know it's sparring, but the fact is I've got in. So I'm not taking a shot, and I'll say it to his face. But why do boxers talk so much? If you're gonna do it, do it. But I don't believe he's gonna take on Eubank. I don't see it happening. You won't even take on people in your division like Avanesian, and you're trying to tell me you're gonna go up and take on Eubank. Well, you're telling me Avanesian is better than Eubank. He's not. Eubank's bigger.
Do
He's
you think
better.
Eubank would come down to a catch weight just for the big payday? Because if that fight ever happened, that's a massive payday for Bob.
No, it won't. It won't. It's a massive fight. I don't think it's pay-per-view, but because of the celebrity status,
it is pay-per-view.
Would be pay-per-view. Yeah, it would be.
Of the past. It will be a pay-per-view, 100%.
He's not going to fight him. The reason I'm so annoyed, I'm not annoyed, but as in the reason I replied the way I did, these guys are talkers. Like if you're gonna fight him, fight. I don't believe he won't even take on people like Avanesian. Like your last fight, you took on what's his name? You took on the commentator, let him out of the cage. The teacher, what was his name? The one that fought Pacquiao.
Chris Algieri.
You took on a nutritionist, and now you won't take on Avanesian. You're trying to tell me you're going to take on Eubank. If he does, I'll tell him to his face, I've said these things about you and I was wrong. But I don't believe he'll do it. That fight's going to end badly. I don't see it. It's too big for him. He's too big. He's a better fighter. No, I don't see him taking on Eubank.
Okay. Do you think Eddie would risk it just for the payday?
No.
He did Kell Brook and Golovkin.
Yeah, but that was different then. But I think back then Eddie's more. I've actually sort of gone back on some of my comments now, because I could see things aren't going well for Matchroom, because back then that's when Joshua was Joshua.
It was unstoppable, number one. There was no competition. He was king of British boxing.
I don't mind Eddie Hearn. I've known him a long time. Obviously, I don't know him, because someone's probably going to comment saying you're a liar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're friends, but I've been around him at media events. I've known him a long time, and I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows Joshua probably won't beat Usyk, but I don't think it's going well now, because if Joshua loses again, Eddie's stable's looking weak. You got a bunch of women. You got John Ryder versus Jacobs. I doubt Ryder can win.
And I can't see. I know heavyweight boxing is unpredictable. I can't see Whyte beating Fury at his best. I can't see him.
He's not going to beat him. He's not. The thing about Ryder, let me rephrase that. I can't say he can't win, but I doubt he will win. It's unlikely.
That'd be a bit of a disaster. Imagine if Whyte gets knocked out by Fury or gets beaten, and then Joshua loses against Usyk in a rematch. That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really tough, Eddie. You've got two biggest fighters lose.
Yeah, so I just think things are looking bad for Eddie. So I've actually sat down, I've been thinking about it, and see, I'm objective. I'm not going to let my personal feelings come into it. Things ain't going well for him, you know. I just don't think so. The question about Ben, I don't think he's stupid, and he's going to be desperate not to let Ben fight Eubank. I'll give you a quick example. You remember when Luis Ortiz was over in this country? They could have made the Joshua fight. They chose not to. Ortiz was signed to Matchroom. So don't give me any rubbish. Like, Ortiz don't even speak English. Don't tell me that if you offered Ortiz, hey, do you want to fight Joshua? There's no way he would have said no. But obviously they didn't want that fight to happen. At that time, Ortiz would have been too experienced, too skillful for Joshua. Joshua can beat him now, but this is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not stupid. They know this is their job. They're not going to put Conor Benn in with Eubank.
The thing is, though, the thing with Eddie, though, I can't see 80 fighting on the zone. It can't. It's just the money's not there for him. He's always going to be on Sky Sports, Joshua. Because the thing is, though, the zone, they can't get a big fighter to fight on their platforms. At least in the record, but lost Canelo to Showtime, so I haven't got any really big fighters fighting on the platform, and that's why they're struggling to get subscribers. They haven't got the big names. fighting on the platforms. Because Joshua ain't fighting on the zone without pay-per-view.
But these people, I'm sorry to jump in, but these people, they're not very intelligent. I'll say I'm more intelligent than Eddie Hearn or any of these people. And I'll explain why I'm going. I'm not delusional, but I'm not saying I'm more knowledgeable than them. But in certain areas, I've got more common sense. But I could have told you all this before the start. I could have told you DAZN, like, it's some app from another country. I could have told you. It's not, people aren't going to sign up to it in the waves that you think they will. And if you try to buy people out, you're going to run out of money because it's going to take you too long to make the money back. So it's like the whole thing with Dylan Whyte Fury. I think they did the right thing, not bidding for the fight. But that's my point. You're not, if they had bid for the fight, it's going to be hard to make that money back. And it's like people like Canelo and so on. I mean, but you're not going to be able to maintain it. You're not going to be able to keep it going. Yeah, you can say
the big issue with the business model is boxing is not big enough just to make money off it alone. You need darts, you need snooker, you need football, and they don't have any of the major sports apart from boxing.
But you know what, DAZN? Yeah, but DAZN, you should have come to me. You should have given me the promotional contract, not Eddie. I could have told you all this. It's common sense. It's common sense. It's not. What's a good example?
If they don't manage to buy BT, that would have been very helpful because at least they've had USC and the Premiership football on their platform, but now I haven't. All they've got is still.
Let me ask you a quick question. I'm sorry to jump in again, but I'll let you talk. Here's a quick question. If you walk around the streets of London and say to people, "Do you know who Dillian Whyte is?" How many people do you think would know his name?
Out of 10, maybe 3 or 4.
That's bad. Say he walked around the streets of London, would he get recognised?
Eventually, it might take some time. Depends what about in Brixton, obviously, but outside London.
No, London. No, but that's bad because you said the word you used was eventually. So that's what I'm trying to say. But I just don't see it. It's not a fair.
Your biggest star, Joshua, is not going to fight in the zone. Simple as Eddie. Eddie should know that. Your biggest star ain't fighting in the zone. You haven't got the money to pay Joshua. Joshua gets like 20, 30 minutes per fight minimum, and Zone can't afford those pacers. So I don't know. Eddie, for me, I think Eddie should have stuck with Sky, to be honest with you. And because Zone
too late now, man. They don't want him though. So. But it's just a quick point. I'm talking objectively. I've got no access to grind and.
Like I said, I think Eddie was a bit arrogant. He thought he was bigger than Sky. He's the reason why Matchroom was a success. No, Sky is the big reason why Matchroom was such a big success.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Sky had a major success in Matchroom's dominance in British boxing. Eddie had a big part of it. He had a personality work ethic, but Sky helped him. Eddie thinks he's bigger than Sky's spot, which is not the case. He's not bigger than Sky.
Yeah, but look, I wish Eddie Hearn well. And remember, I get on with him. So people watching this, you've got to give me credit for the fact I'm willing to talk honestly about him.
Yeah.
But it's just egos, arrogance, and he's put himself in a bad position now. I wish him well, but I would have said stay at Sky.
Speaking about Whyte, what do you think of Eddie's recent video saying he's not involved at all in the Whyte Fury fight? So what's going on? I know Whyte's not a matchroom fight is like an independent freelance fighter. It's like Eddie's, fight by fight deal. But so Eddie has no say, has no involvement whatsoever. Matchroom has no involvement in the Fury Whyte fight. It's strictly Whyte, his lawyers, and Queensbury and Bob Arum, I guess. So I was surprised. So Eddie said he had no involvement in this fight whatsoever. Does that mean, because people are saying now that apparently Whyte approached Ben Sholom for some advice in the ways to increase his purse split? I've seen those videos with IFL. So does that mean Whyte is left in Matchroom for good now and trying to sign a deal with a boxer?
He might do. I can only guess. I saw one of the videos from IFL today. I don't watch videos, and I'll be honest, I don't like cooking Cassius on a personal level, but the only ones I will watch, I'm not gonna lie, I do watch the Eddie Hearn interviews. It's hard to resist.
Yeah.
Because he drops so much knowledge. See, I'm not an emotional person. So even though I don't like Coogan, I admit I will sit and watch the long Eddie Hearn Coogan interviews because you learn too much information. It's like going to school. So I wish Eddie Hearn well, but a lot of the comments he's making, it just doesn't look good. Like, you've let Whyte slip through your fingers, and all I can say about Whyte, I can guess. So I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to go to whoever's offering him the best deal. I mean, that's what I will do. So if Eddie
So do you
Hearn
think
tries to go
Whyte's
to
left
me,
Eddie because of Eddie not putting enough money for the purse bid? So do you think Whyte's really annoyed that Eddie let me down big time for not winning my purse bid? Therefore, I'm going to go somewhere
no,
else.
I don't think he's annoyed. I don't think he's annoyed because, yeah, they get on quite well. I think he understands business is business. I've been around Dylan. I think he's not the most articulate person, but I know he's got street smarts and he understands business. Because a lot of these fans, tell me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the fans going on about the purse bid and Eddie lost. To me, I don't think Eddie lost the bid. I don't think he was trying to win it. Because say you win it, but are you going to make the money back? So with Dylan, I think Dylan understands that. So it's nothing personal, but he's just going to whoever offers him
Why
the
do you
best
think
deal.
I'm surprised. Why do you think he approached Ben Sholom for advice? Why do you think he spoke to Boxer? There must be some friction between. I know you said the must be cool, but there must be some friction. Why it's gone to no promoter?
No, but as I said, I don't think there's necessarily an issue. But with Ben Sholom, who I interviewed him a few days ago, but he brings the Sky platform. So it's not personal, it's just business. If I was going to sign with someone right now, if I was good enough, I'd sign with Sky Sports, Boxer or Wasserman. That's what I'd sign with. So if Eddie Hearn try coming to me and we're going to get you on DAZN, I'd say thank you, but no thanks. So I think that's what Dylan Whyte's doing. It's not personal, it's just business. Who would you sign with? Would you sign with DAZN, Eddie Hearn, or would you sign with Boxer Ben Sholom?
Yeah, Sky Sports just for is the biggest platform out there in British boxing.
Yeah, but it's nothing personal. But I'm just obviously I want the biggest amount because Eddie Hearn's in his career, how much millions and millions has he made? So that's how I'm looking at it. That's how Dylan Whyte's looking at it. I want to make money. And with Sky Sports, you've got the big Sky Sports pay-per-view. Go around the streets of London. How long do you think it would take you to find someone? Go up to people. Have you got DAZN? Do you know what DAZN is? How long do you think it's going to take to get an answer?
Oh wow, yeah, because it's really for hardcores. It's a hardcore boxing app.
And then go to this. What do you call it? Go to the barber. Go to the hair salon. Go get your hair done. Tell them, can you guys put on DAZN, please? I want to watch DAZN. They're not even gonna know what it is.
Who? Do you mean Netflix? Do you mean Amazon? What do you mean? What's DAZN?
Exactly. So it's just I'm not trying to sound clever, but I just don't get why Eddie Hearn went to DAZN. It's just common sense.
Yeah,
if it was me,
for instance,
if it was me, I would. Yeah.
More people, because how big Sky is, more people talk about the Eubank Williams fight than they did about the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano announcement. Because Sky is a big platform. More people in general knew about Eubank fight Williams tonight than people know about the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano, undisputed fight. Because my friends were talking about the Eubank Williams. Everybody was talking about Eubank Williams fight this week. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, but you just look. You're getting clout. Like these people, like Eddie Hearn's played himself. He's played himself because. Look, Taylor Serrano, it's a dead fight. I'm going to come on to that in a bit, but I just what possessed him, and I'm probably going to ask him next. But what possessed him to go to DAZN? If it was me and they said, "Michael, come, we want you to be our DAZN promoter," I'll say I'll keep my options open.
Apparently, $1 billion in funding. Party had more money.
No, I don't believe that. That's okay, but where's the results? Where's the results?
Yeah, apparently there's only over $1 billion in the whole. Apparently there's a lot of debt.
No, but they're not. Yeah, I don't know a lot of information, but I've got a lot of common sense. Talk's just talk. Is talk. All right, they got $1 billion. So where's the results? How many times do you see DAZN winning purse bids? I mean, I don't mean to sound all doom and gloom. There is some good stuff about DAZN, but it's not looking good. It's not.
Till Joshua fights in DAZN, I have little hope in DAZN long term. Till Anthony Joshua fights in DAZN, I have little hope.
He won't. He's not going to do it. You can't fool Joshua. And look, DAZN's a clown show. Do you remember there was that woman on there, Maya Jama?
Yeah.
So what happened to her? You remember? The thing about Eddie Hearn here, I have actually spoken to him about this before.
the reason they got Maya Jama on there, they thought she was going to bring all the celebrity interest, and she's going to get all the women and whatever interested. I could have told you that's not going to work. It's not going to work. If it was going to work, don't you think Aram and Don King, don't you think they would have done that decades ago? And Maya Jama, she ain't that famous. What, compared to the American celebrities, Beyonce's, Jay, like, so I could have told, like, he's tried all these little. When I see him, I'll tell him all this. You try all these little circus tactics, and we're going to get Maya Jama as a presenter. What happened to that? She's disappeared now. She's gone. Where is she? I haven't seen her.
Probably
Have you seen her?
Probably priced too high.
we're gonna have to put her on the milk bowl. She's gone missing. So I promise I'm not taking shots here. And you know I get on with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
The other one, Frank, I'm gonna call him Frank. Him I don't get on so much with, but like Eddie, like, you've played yourself, mate. You've played yourself. You've left the biggest platform and you've gone to the zone. All right, good luck. Good, you know, I don't know why you've done it, but it's not working out.
You reckon Eddie will come back to Sky?
I don't see why they'll take him. They don't need you. They've got Williams. Eubank Williams has done very well. They've got Calm Book coming up. They've got Josh Taylor coming up. Like, they don't need you. They've got
Chrissy Shields and Savannah Marshall coming up late in the year.
That's a big. To me, that's a bigger fight than Katie Taylor.
That's gonna get more attraction and notoriety than, you know, Taylor and Savannah. Sky's got a platform. It's gonna be more people gonna talk about that more than, you know, Taylor and Savannah.
And I'm sorry, it's like, and then Sky Sports boxer, it's like, from what I can see, in my opinion, and remember, I've been around a long time. It doesn't mean I know everything, and I could be wrong. But there's more energy at Sky Sports boxers. Like, they're willing to try things. They're willing to. But with Eddie, it's just the same formula. It's just Eddie sitting at the top table. Hello, I'm Eddie. It's just him. It's always David Hayes said it. Eddie Hearn tries to jump in every interview. But when you saw that thing the other night, you remember when Savannah and Clarissa went face to face? To me, that was. I want you
again that back and forth between Clarissa and
Savannah
got more notice than Savannah and Kate Taylor press conference. That alone.
Look, I hate to say this here, and anybody watching this, you got to give me credit. I talk the truth. Yeah, I got to be honest with my truth. I don't want to lie. Yeah, look, I've known Eddie Hearn a long time, and yeah, if they want to offer me a job, I'll take it. But that Katie Taylor fight, it's a dead fight. I'm not saying the fight will be bad, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be as big as they say it will be. Katie and Amanda don't talk, and I don't see it taking off like they say it will. You know, and I'm going to come on to Bob Arum's comments later on, because I want to give you a chance to talk. But you made a big mistake, like, honestly, because Sky Sport. This is the last time I'm going to say it, like, today at least. Sky Sports is out there 24/7 all the time. Go, like, where I work in construction and different. Now I work in the kitchen. But when I used to be on the construction site, you have Sky Sports on all the time. The gym, like these leisure, like, you see Sky Sports all the time. But you don't. You think they got DAZN playing? So where were all these DAZN subscribers coming from? To watch Fury Whyte? And I'll tell you something quickly. When I was at the media events for Eubank, you know what people say about Fury Whyte? They think it's a dead fight. The media, I'm talking about the media people. You know what they told me? I'm the only one. I think it's probably going to be a good fight. But you know what some of them said? And I'm not going to name their names, because obviously they don't want to fall out with Dillian Whyte. But what they told me, they said it's a dead fight. Like, he just got knocked out by an old man in Povetkin. Like, it's a dead fight to them. I think it's okay, but I don't see people buying into this fight. Well, you're trying to tell this is not Ali, because they're trying to talk about it like it's Ali Foreman. It's not.
You don't think he sells out? He does 80,000 at, you know, Cardiff Principality Stadium. You don't think he does 80,000?
I mean, I'm not saying they can't fill out a stadium. Yeah, it should be able to, but maybe. But I don't see it bringing a lot. Obviously, it's not on DAZN, But if it was on his own,
it's gonna be
it's
BT
not. It's not. It's not.
Sports.
It's yeah, but it's not. But again, that's bigger than the zone. That's mainstream. The zone's not mainstream. Like I'm on a train right now. If I was to ask these people what the zone is, I'll bet every single person on the train has never heard of the zone. But if you say Sky Sports, I'd bet every single person has heard of Sky Sports.
Yeah, even BT.
So I
You've heard
don't,
of BT Sport. You've heard of BT, yeah.
of course, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but imagine if Eddie disappears from boxing before Frank does. If that happens, you got to say Frank Warren's a gangster. Like if that happens, 'cause every time you see Frank, he's getting younger and younger.
Yeah, the guy that seems to age get younger than older. Yeah, Frank. You gotta give him credit. It's a survivor. Frank is a survivor. He's been in the game 50 years plus, so he knows what you're doing.
But that's embarrassing. Imagine if he out survives a man. So Eddie Hearn's young enough to be his son.
Yeah.
If he out survives Hearn, which I could see happen. See, I'm a very honest man. If that happens, you got to give Frank Warren applause. I don't even like it.
I'm not too sure, but if Joshua loses and Conor Ben loses, I'm not too sure. I think Eddie might retire and go to somewhere else.
I can see it happening. Because Joshua brings, I can't remember who said it. I think Eddie said it himself. I think AJ on his own brings in like most of their revenue. That's I can't remember, was it 70% or I can't remember what it was. With AJ gone, like obviously you're losing massive. If AJ loses, then well we'll see. But don't try and tell me Katie Taylor's a massive fight against Serrano. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, put on a good undercard. Yeah, we'll do numbers, but nah, I don't see that fight. I don't see it.
Yeah, we shall see. And it looks like Canelo is also loyal to Al Haim. It looks like Al Haim has managed to still Canelo off Eddie Hearn. Is that his business? Canelo can't, there's no can't afford, Canelo's, asking price. Therefore, he's going elsewhere, for fights.
No, it's just business. I'm not. Like a lot of fans, when you see the comments online, like people say irrelevant things, but it's just business. It's nothing personal. Like you got your job, but that's what people do, don't they? They go from job to job and they look for better options, and that's all Canelo's doing. And I mean, all I'll say here, I don't want to go on too much, but the mistake Eddie Hearn's made, just because these people don't talk, I don't think they're not more intelligent than you. Like the Al Haymans and those lot, they're more intelligent than Eddie Hearn. Just because they don't talk, it don't mean anything. They take Bill Gates. Bill Gates has got how many billions, but you don't see him jumping in front of the camera. Who else can I think of? I don't know his name, but there's that Mexican billionaire.
Yeah,
Carl Slim. I don't know.
Carl Slim.
That's the one. But you don't see him jumping in front of the camera. It's like you see the politicians. Yeah, you got the Boris Johnson or America. You got Trump or you got Biden. But what about the people behind them? Just because you're not jumping in front of the camera 24/7 like Eddie Hearn, it don't mean you're not doing your business behind it. And this is what Eddie Hearn fails to realize. But, okay, it's like Daniel Kinahan. I guarantee you, Daniel Kinahan's one of the most powerful people in boxing. You don't see him doing interviews. Most people probably don't even know what he looks like. Isn't that the running joke? Nobody knows what Al Haymon looks like. So Eddie Hearn's made you don't need to talk to become relevant. Some people just did it behind the scenes. So I wish Eddie Hearn well.
Maybe you could be the first one. Maybe you could be the first one to get an interview with Daniel Kinahan or Al Haymon. Maybe you could be first one.
Yeah, anything's possible. It's definitely a dream. It's a goal that I have. Get them on boxing talk with Michael and Yemi.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Anyways, what else is there? Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios. Did you watch that fight?
I haven't seen it. I just saw a little bit of the highlight. Before I give you my opinion, what's your opinion of the fight?
Yeah, Keith should have knocked him out. Keith was in control most of the fight, but I think Keith he's washed up and he's past his press, and I don't think he had the stamina to knock him out.
I mean, yeah, I saw some highlights. Keith did much better than I thought he would. Because, I thought he was looking, you look at the size difference, and I thought he's a good opponent. And plus, Keith hasn't been active. And he's always got some injury. And, Keith Thurman, or this week, tripped down the stairs. And the other week, he dropped a dumbbell on his toe. And also, I'm thinking about David Hay now. So I'm thinking this could be the fight where, Thurman could lose. Well, it was a hard fight to pick. When he hasn't boxed, you don't really know what condition he's going to come in. But yeah, he did very well. And let's see who he fights next. I think it's probably too much for
go for Crawford. You reckon actually going to go for the big names or the winner of Ugas and?
I wouldn't do it. I just think they're going to be too sharp for him. They're too high level. And a very quick point. I don't want to go into detail, but I don't think a lot of people talk about talent in boxing. I think Errol Spence and Crawford, they're very talented. I just they'll be too much for Thurman. I'm not saying he can't beat them, but
Thurman can't beat Crawford. Definitely not. No, not a chance. Not now. I think he's past. I think it's too many injuries. He's inactive.
Yeah, too many injuries, too inactive, and Crawford's intelligent. You see these guys, they'll put Thurman in trouble with body shots, but then they stop throwing body shots. I don't get what that's about. So, but I'm saying Crawford isn't going to make those mistakes. He's going to know Keith Thurman's weak to the body. He's going to know that, and he's going to be targeting that body. But I don't know. I mean, Thurman looks very muscular. Maybe he's carrying too much muscle. I don't know. I mean, he looks like a small version of David Hay, like when he's got the braids. So, I don't see him being Crawford.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we shall see. Anyway, so this weekend, Danny Jacobs, there's a Danny Jacobs and John Ryder. What do you think of that fight? I think it's a crossroads fight. Whoever wins, maybe may fight for a world title, or maybe fight a contender, but whoever loses probably his retirement. Well,
most likely John Ryder's most likely to lose. He hasn't performed. I mean, he did very well against Callum Smith. I felt he won that fight.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he can't. Obviously, you've got to be fair. I'm not saying he can't beat Danny Jacobs, and I'm not saying I'm not. I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not but I doubt it. I don't think he can beat Jacobs. I think Jacobs is just a level above. He's more talented. He lives the life.
But Jacobs looked impressive for me in not quite a while because super middleweight hasn't really performed compared to Glory at the middleweight because he didn't do too well against Rosado, and Chavez fight was just ridiculous. That was a circus act, and hasn't looked good in a long time. Hasn't really looked good since really.
I don't know what to say about that fight. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that fight. That fight was a bit, but with Rosado, that fight I don't mind because look, Rosado's a tough guy. I know he's had a lot of losses, but I just think people are a bit harsh sometimes because obviously he's had a lot of losses, but he's a tough, strong veteran. So any one of those guys can give you a hard night. If you look at Muhammad Ali, what's a good example? Muhammad Ali had some hard fights, I think Henry Cooper was an easy fight, but Henry Cooper dropped him. And Ali has some tough fights, but when he took on the Formans and the Listons, he was able to beat these guys. But Joe Frazier gave him a lot of problems, even though Joe Frazier is not as big I don't know if that's the best example, but
it's not as physical as Foreman. It's not as physically imposing compared to Foreman.
Okay, I think the better example, maybe someone like Maidana versus Mayweather, or what was the name of that crazy guy, the one that fought Ricardo Mayorga. So you look at Mayorga, he's not the most skilled, but he's tough and he's strong and he used to give these people problems. And same with Maidana when he fought Mayweather. Yeah, but Maidana got taken out by Khan. I remember when Khan hit him with that body shot. It's like you can't, that you're getting dropped by Amir Khan. I don't mean that as a dick, but he gave Mayweather so many problems. I didn't think the fight was going to be that hard. So that's what I'm saying about Rosado. He's a tough guy. Anybody can give you problems on a given night. But look, I could be wrong. I'm just giving my. What do you think though? Do you think Ryder can beat him?
If Jacob still has something left, he beats him on points. But I won't surprise if Ryder beats him on points either. But definitely it's gonna be points. It won't be a stoppage. I think it'll be a points win if either one.
Yeah, probably not. Probably points. Yeah.
Yeah,
I look forward to it. So it's interesting.
Did you go to the press conference today? Taylor Serrano press conference.
No. But if I had, I would have. Obviously, I would have put the videos up by now.
Okay. So, are you going to go to the Calm Book one next week, or what was the next conference you're going to? What are you aiming for?
Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
something I'll bring up.
Going to next? You go to the Calm Book one? You're going to go to the Jacobs Wider one? Which one are you aiming for? Which next press conference you're going to attend?
Yeah, no, I just didn't get a chance. I think we've already covered a fight. But I tell you what do you think of Bob Arum's comments on women? You remember the recent comments he made?
Yeah. I just think Bob Arum's Bob Arum was only going to care when there's money in the women's boxing. He's only going to care jump on the bang when there's money in it. Till there's money in it, Bob Arum doesn't care.
But do you? Because I've actually changed my mind on what Bob Arum said about women. So before I tell you what I think, do you think Bob Arum had a point?
He's entitled to his opinion. I can see where people say, yeah, he's been an old dinosaur, been misogynist, sexist, blah blah blah. But I get, but Bob Arum's a businessman. He only cares if he's making money. The boxes is becoming bigger, but still not enough money to invest in. And it's still many in terms of revenues is minuscule compared to men's boxing. So I can see where Bob is coming from a business point of view. Because think about it, who knows who Kate Heller is, Man Serrano, who average person doesn't have a clue. In your train station now, ask everybody in your train station who Kate Taylor is, who Chris Shields is, who Natasha Jonas is. I don't know. Would anyone know who the people are? So I can see where you're coming from a business point of view, because again, it's still an upcoming niche market women's boxing. It's getting there, but it's still a long way to go.
No, I don't think it's. Maybe it's getting there, but I don't know if it is, because I actually agree with Bob. I've actually changed my mind. And as I said, look, I'm a very honest man. I'll just always talk the truth.
Yeah.
I just think the way he phrased it maybe sounded a bit brutal. But I agree with him. I actually agree with him now. Because my initial reaction, I was calling him a dinosaur and this and that. But I actually agree with him now. Look, I think women deserve their chance, and I think they deserve their opportunity. I'm not denying that. But I just don't think there's the same demand for women's boxing. I think that's what he's trying to say. There's just not the same demand.
He was ludicrous when what's his name? When Gareth Davis said Emily Bridges and Muhammad Ali are boxing. That's stupid. Emily Bridges is Muhammad Ali boxing, says who?
Yeah, but Gareth A. Davies, I met him recently. I just think he's a very weird person. I just think, I think he said, I don't know, he's very strange. It's like he tries I'm talking objectively. From the behavior I witnessed, he tries very hard. It's like you're trying to be too cool. And the guy's at least, 50, 60?
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to be cool. This is the problem with boxing. Like everyone's trying to dominate situations. I saw him hanging around Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer was sitting down, and then basically he came, and then he didn't sit next to her.
Open up a shirt, trying to show his chest.
No. He kneeled down next to her. So she was sitting on the chair. I witnessed this, I'm not lying. It was at the press conference. So she was sitting down, he kneeled next to her, and he's just like leaning over, trying to talk to her and this and that. And I mean, to be fair, like she never told him to go away or anything, but it was so weird. I wouldn't let anyone talk to me like that. It looks so weird, and it just seems goofy. And if he watches this video, I don't really care. I haven't got any personal grudge, but some of these people in boxing are weird. So I wouldn't take what he said seriously. That whole thing about Ebony Bridges, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, but I'll show you how stupid it sounds. How old is Ebony Bridges? She's what, 35, yeah?
Yeah.
What she achieved in boxing? Nothing. I mean, when Muhammad Ali was 18, he won an Olympic gold light heavyweight medal. Ebony Bridges has not been to the Olympics. By the time Ali was 22 years old, he beat Sonny Liston. So when he beat Sonny Liston, heavyweight champion, you're one of the most famous people in the world. And that's back when the heavyweight champion meant you were the heavyweight champion. That's when he was 22. And you got some woman who, I remember when Ali was 22, everyone in America knew who he was. So you got Ebony Bridges, she's in her mid-30s. Nobody cares about her in Australia. So she leaves Australia. She comes to the UK. She does this whole Playboy and all these tactics. I don't mind it. I get what she's doing. She's playing people for saps because people are very gullible. And you're telling me you're going to compare her to Muhammad Ali based on what? Who's she beaten? What titles did she won? And then what has she done in politics? Nothing. So I'm not being harsh on her, but
I get you.
You can't even compare her to, but you can't even forget Muhammad Ali. You can't even compare her to the other women. You can't compare her to Tasha Jonas. You can't compare her to Clarissa. You can't compare her to Katie Taylor. I mean, how can you compare her to Muhammad Ali? I mean, I'm going to say, yeah, you can upload what I'm about to say if you want. Yeah, I don't mind. What is it with Gareth? Does he want to have sex with her or something? Like, she's like less than half your age. It's never going to happen.
I thought Gareth was a married man. I thought he was married with kids.
I'm like, look, if you fancy her, that's okay, but just be realistic. It's never going to happen. And what you think she's going to take any interest? What she's going to sleep with you because you said she's the Muhammad Ali of women's boxing? No, she's not. Well, come on. Muhammad Ali was an intelligent person who said intelligent things. We know her. She's best known because of her, well, the way she flaunts herself. So I'm not judging her, but you can't compare yourself to Muhammad Ali.
I think I did read about this about Gareth, comments about him being Muhammad Ali boxing. I think the correct term is not Muhammad Ali boxing. Everybody could be potentially be the Ronda Rousey boxing or the.
No, she's not.
If everybody had more talent, was a better boxer, and she won a world title, potentially could be the first legit female star. I think.
No.
You don't think? I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think for female boxing to become mainstream as big as male boxing, you need a woman who is appealing to the casuals and has talent. Everybody has a marketable image. She's sexy, he's in the eyes, but she's had the boxing IQ to become, superstar. That's what you lack in boxing fundamentals. If she won a world title and she had a boxing ability of a Tasha Jonas or a Katie Taylor, potentially then she could be the first legit female star in boxing.
Nah, never gonna happen. She's never gonna reach the level of Katie or Clarissa or people like that. How many fights has she lost now? I'm not being harsh. And please, I'll say it to her face. I'm not scared of her. She lost to Shannon, who then lost to Jamie Mitchell. Who's the other one? That Gangloff Mayleys.
Yeah.
I think it was a close fight. Some people think Ebony Bridges lost that fight. But what happens if you take on these Americans? Did you see what Jamie Mitchell done the other night? She sparked out. She knocked out Ebony Bridges' friend, Carly Skelly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ebony Bridges can't beat her. Or what about that British girl? What's her name?
Sandy Ryan.
The Shane McGuigan fighter, Ellie Scotney. I don't think she can beat Ellie Scotney. No, I'm not being rude. I'm just, and please tell me what you think as well. But you're getting carried away. She's not that good. It's like me, yeah. I'm not that good. I think I can become good, but I haven't shown it yet. So don't compare me to. That's like saying I'm the next Muhammad Ali. I'm not. Maybe I can talk like him, but in terms of fighting ability, I haven't shown enough yet. So as I'm saying, I don't mind Ebony. Like I see what you're doing. You're riling people up, trying to get known. I get it. It's like me. I'm trying to get fame. I'm trying to get attention. So that's why I go to these press conferences. That's why I spar people. But it doesn't mean Ebony Bridges is the Muhammad Ali. And same with me. I'm not the Muhammad Ali of men's boxing. I'm not. It's just a stupid. And I'll tell you why I'm going on so much. I'll try and finish off now. The problem I have with Gareth A. Davies, when you're like 50, 60 years old, you should be the one leading the way. You should be showing the rest of us how it's done. And you're the epitome of boxing journalism. No wonder boxing is such a pathetic state. No wonder.
Yeah,
Come on.
I wish it was more mainstream. I wish somebody like Chris Dixon, he's a really boxing, true boxing journalist. I wish he was on the cameras.
Okay, but look, let me say one more quick thing, yeah. Just the whole thing's really annoyed me. If you're comparing Ebony Bridges to Muhammad Ali stood up to the American government. They said, we're going to take your license away. He said, do it. They said, we're going to send you to prison. He said, do it. What's Ebony Bridges ever done in her life? I don't mean to be rude, but what's she done in her life to compare with that? They said, go to war. He said, no. How dare you compare her to? How dare you? Like it's bigger than Ebony Bridges. But it's like when Kanye West said that whole thing about, what did he say? Something about I feel like a slave. It's like a slave. I got it worse than slaves did. Okay, there's so much you could talk about in the UK if you wanted. You got children getting raped. You got Prince Andrew. You got pedophiles. You got how much rape goes on in this country. Does Ebony Bridges talk about it? No. And I'm not saying she has to. I get it. Live your life. But just don't compare her to someone like Muhammad Ali. He was willing to risk jail. Yeah, I mean, how dare you? What do you think?
Yeah, I know ludicrous, and it just, I think he's just doing it to be people, to being edited for the books.
There's just certain things you don't do. Like, it's just going too far. That's like me going around with boxers. Look, I can say things in the joking way, but I tell you who I met. Otto Allen.
Yeah.
I met him the other day. I showed him the Kill Book video, and I basically said to him, I said, look, I don't want to bother you too much. I interviewed him. I said, I don't want to bother you too much. Obviously, I know you got your fight, so I said it off camera. I want to come to your gym eventually, and try and get a training session with you. And he just basically said, yeah, I don't mind. Talk to my trainer. What I'm trying to say is, I asked him in a polite way. Now, I sparred Kell Brook. And I'm not good enough. But some guy shouting next to me, trying to talk. So what I'm trying to say, I can't go around talk. Like when I approach boxers, I can't get aggressive. If you take Conor Ben, imagine if I went up to Conor Ben and started getting aggressive. I get banned from matchroom. So it's not going to work. That's what I'm trying to say. I need to know my place. And obviously, to be fair to Ebony, she's not the one that said it. But Gareth, you should be saying things like that. Like, come on. That's like saying Michael's one of the best upcoming sparring partners and Michael's beating up pro. No, I'm not that good. I'm not. Now, maybe as I become more famous, I might get a bit
Michael's going to be Larry King of boxing now. Larry King of boxing journalism now. Larry King of the Howard Stern or men's boxing. Watch out, guys. Watch out.
As a joke, like, yeah, you might say, oh, yeah, Michael's going to spar Tyson. Like, you might say it as a joke, but I couldn't go up to boxers and challenge them for real. It would be stupid, wouldn't it? It made me look mad. But Gareth A. I don't know, but to be fair, maybe Gareth A. Davies, saying things like that. Come on. This is the last thing I'll say. She's the Muhammad Ali of boxing, but nobody in her country cares about her. She had to run away from Australia and come to the UK for a fight. but he's the Muhammad Ali of boxing. Muhammad Ali didn't need to leave America. He became heavyweight champion in his own country. And then when he came to the UK, he was a defending champion. How many belts has Ebony Bridges won? None. Like, come on. But I'm sorry, yeah. I'm saying if people think I've gone in on her. My problem's with Gareth, not with Ebony. But that's just the sad state of boxing these days. You've got all these clowns.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely, man. Anyways, so how far is it from your house? How you getting home? Get a taxi, walking?
Oh no, get a train.
How far is it from your house to train?
That's all right. It won't take long. Train will be here in like 10 minutes, but it's quite loud inside the station, so I thought I'd come out here.
Okay. So what time? How do you day-to-day routine go? What time do you wake up from bed? What time do you get a train out? How's it work? Your day-to-day routine? What time do you wake up from bed in the morning?
It's all right. I mean, I didn't go to work today, but I got work tomorrow. So yeah, work is the priority, and obviously you just train as much as you can. Just go to the gym whenever I can, and but as I say, I'm just enjoying life right now. Everything's going extremely well, and you just take life a day at a time. You know, you just go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
How
And
about
you've got. I'm all right. I'm all right. You got an upcoming fight on the 18th February. You got your next White collar fight. How's that going?
Yeah, I'm all right. Looking forward to it. I can't wait. How about you? You've been doing any training, Yemi?
Yeah, well, you do my gyms, you do my weightlifting. I went to gym today. I've been gym 2 days in a row, so keeping fit. Do my best. Do my best to keep fit.
Just you just got to take life a day at a time. Enjoy your life and set goals. Try and be happy and stay away from people like Gareth A. Davies. That's my advice. Can't do any worse than that.
Anyway, yeah. Anyways, man. Anyways, I'll text you or call you after this chat. I got something to ask you after this chat.
Yeah, anytime.
Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is week with Boxing Talk with Michael and Yemi. Till next time, adios amigos.
Take care.